Well, looks like we might be in for a halfway decent weekend if we can get through the next day or two. Huh?
Can you believe it's today, though, 55 for a high?
Wow.
I mean, this felt like spring almost.
But it wasn't a great day to sort of just go out.
No, lots of rain. We still have rain out there now, but what about that weekend? Good news for that. We'll tell you all about it right after this.
Meteorologist Pete Grigsby's AccuWeather forecast has the seal of approval from both the National Weather Association and the American Meteorological Society.
Temperatures are on the mild side today, a relief from that colder air, but boy, has it been dreary out there. We're at 40 degrees and light rain continues. Winds from the north at 5, humidity 89%. The barometer is rising. High today, like we mentioned, 55, 38 the low this morning, and about an inch of rainfall recorded at the airport. It's down to 39 for Flora, Vincennes at 39, Jasper, Owensboro at 40, Carmi at 41, Madisonville at 44. We've talked about this warm, moist air aloft over the colder air. This is what's been happening the past couple of days, providing not only the cloud cover for us, but all that rainfall we've had today. Advanced Doppler showing still some light rainfall for most areas of the tri-state. Moderate precipitation for Henderson, Davis counties, Kentucky, on over to Spencer, Perry counties, Indiana. Seems like the heavy precipitation now moving eastward. We're still going to get some light rain tonight, and then it'll be drizzle mainly in the morning and early afternoon. These showers range all the way from New England down to areas just northeast of Texas. Heavy thunderstorm activity for northern Mississippi. Looks like it's going to continue to move eastward as the cold front slowly pushes eastward bound along the eastern coast. Here's a well-defined cold front. If you want some partial clearing, you have to look way up here to the northwest. Looks like the clear skies eventually will get here, but it'll be another day before they do. At least we're not in this alone. Look way out to the west. Clouds all the way from western Texas, the Four Corner states, on over to the New England states. There are your clear skies. Go all the way up to North and South Dakota, especially over to northern Utah. That's about it. Most of the nation experiencing these clouds. They'll be hanging with us tomorrow with a slight chance of rain in the morning. Then we'll have the partial clearing by Friday. How about that weekend? Temperatures looking very good. We'll share it with you right after this. If you're flying tomorrow morning to Atlanta, take your umbrella with you. Rain showers there. Rain showers for Dallas. Rain showers for Charlotte. All the way up to Pittsburgh and New York City. To the west, Denver, partly sunny. LA, partly sunny, but Seattle expecting some snowfall. Light rain tonight for the tri-state and colder, dropping to around that freezing point. Tomorrow morning, a chance of freezing rain, then overcast skies throughout the day. Highs only up to 36. Tomorrow night, some clearing, dropping way down to 26. But the temperature slowly rebound, 46 on Friday, all the way up to 56 on Saturday, and then up to 60 on Sunday. So a colder day tomorrow, but then, boy, the weekend is really shaping up.
Okay, tomorrow morning could be a little bit tricky if the freezing rain comes about then.
That's right. Be careful in the morning and allow a little extra time to get to your job and school.
Okay, thank you, Pete. Thank you for...
Meteorologist Pete Grigsby's AccuWeather forecast has the seal of approval from both the National Weather Association and the American Meteorological Society.
Rain has moved out of the region. Now we got to push those clouds out of here. We're looking ahead to a nice weekend, though. We're down to 33 with hazy conditions in Evansville. Winds are from the north at 9, humidity 75%. Barometer rising at 30.30 inches. High today 37, the low 31. And no rainfall recorded at the airport. For the rest of the tri-state, down to the lower 30s for Vincennes and Jasper, 32 in Flora, 33 in Owensboro and Carmi, and Madisonville at 36. Rain showers now along the southeast. Heavy thunderstorm activity from Mississippi and Alabama right over to areas of Atlanta, getting some shower activity and some thunderstorms in that region all the way up to North and South Carolina. As for us, we are now rain-free, but now we got to get rid of these clouds. Well-defined cold front moving eastward rather quickly at this time. Some partial clearing to the northwest of us. We are going to get some clearing overnight tonight and tomorrow, which in a way will welcome the sun back by tomorrow afternoon. Looks like the clearing will take its time, so we're expecting the sunshine to really pour into here by the afternoon hours, but at least the rainfall has moved out of here And one other thing we're going to concentrate on is a nice jet stream to the north of us. What that's going to do is allow the Pacific storms to kind of move straight across, more of a zonal flow that's going to keep most of the storms to the north of us. As that happens, it's also going to allow us to warm things up. So by tomorrow, high pressure takes control, systems staying to the north of us. And then later down the line, looks like by Saturday, high pressure, mostly sunny skies continue. Temperatures up into the 50s by Saturday. It gets even better on Sunday. Slight chance of rain on Sunday, but your daytime highs, how about 62? Details right after this. If you're flying to Atlanta tomorrow morning, rain showers down there. Rain showers for Charlotte, partly sunny for Pittsburgh, Chicago, and St. Louis. Out to the west, Denver, mostly sunny. LA, mostly sunny. Looks like some more rainfall expected for Pacific Northwest around Seattle. Late clearing tonight, dropping to 24. Tomorrow, welcome back to the sunshine, highs around 46. Tomorrow night, mostly clear and 30. I like these temperatures. Saturday, 56. And then on Sunday, we go all the way up to 62, a slight chance of rain. And then Monday, about the same, 62 for a high. If you're wondering about the rest of next week, looks like it's going to stay in the 60s, Paul. So spring weather hitting us now in the winter season.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Pete. Finally, we'll leave you.
Next on the news at 9, fire shuts down USI and a harsh warning for Haitians considering firing on U.S. troops.
Welcome to the fall season. A lot of cloud cover, a little rain, and cooler temperatures. What's it going to be like for the upcoming week? We will tell you in your AccuWeather forecast.
Coming up later in the big show, of course, NFL highlights. We'll have college soccer, and we'll also have NASCAR highlights. They're running in Martinsville this weekend. That's all later in the big show.
All that and more next on the news at 9.
Ricky Lake.
From Fox and WEVV TV, this is News at 9, the Tri-State's fastest growing newscast, with Paul Morrison, Adam Alexander on sports, and Pete Grigsby with your exclusive AccuWeather forecast and advanced Doppler radar.
The University of Southern Indiana is shut down this evening after an electrical fire breaks out in the school's utility tunnels. Good evening, I'm Paul Morrison. Leading our news tonight, fire at USI. The blaze broke out around 1 o'clock this afternoon and forced cancellation of all Sunday classes. School officials evacuated the buildings when students smelled smoke. There are no injuries reported. Firefighters from 3 departments responded to the smoky blaze. Investigators believe the electrical fire started in the utility tunnels which run beneath the campus. And ahead on the news at 9, an update on a zoo renovation at Mesker Park designed to bring things back to nature, and storm damage in the Carolinas from tornadoes.
This segment of the news is brought to you by your Tri-State Purcell Tire and Rubber Companies.
This is a Goodyear Aqua Tread with the 60,000
places like that. It's going to take a lot.
My, how time flies. It's already week 5 of the NFL
week 4.
season? Week
Week
4.
four.
Okay. Got ahead of myself there.
Yeah, but hey, some good action in week 4. Okay. A lot of teams taking their week off this week. You know, they started that a couple of years ago. We'll have the highlights. Some unbeatens fallen today, including the Kansas City Chiefs. And coming up later in sports, the good old boys running the Goodies 500. They were crashing and burning. We'll have the highlights next in sports.
To get into
Intercepted here 1 of 3 times. Trouble for Kansas City. They're shut out by LA 16-0 the final today. Minnesota doing well today at home against Miami. Another unbeaten going deep down the sideline here is Warren Moon. It made it 21-0 when Chris for the first time since 1980. To the scoreboard, Jeff George, 2 touchdowns, 270 yards to lead Atlanta to a win, and the Colts lose again. Vinny Testaverde, 3 TD passes for Cleveland.
Steve Young, CNN Business News, New York.
Wow, the temperatures finally correspond with the calendar, officially fall.
Yeah, fall season, we got it all. Cloud cover, rain, and clearing skies, and then cooler temperatures. All in our forecast. Don't go away. We'll have it for you right after this.
although it offers the security of a standard
clearance from America's hottest car dealers.
Meteorologist Pete Grigsby's AccuWeather forecast has the seal of approval from both the National Weather Association and the American Meteorological Society.
Pumpkins, pumpkins everywhere. It's that time of year. With that fall season comes the cooler temperatures. In fact, cloudy out there now in Evansville. Our temperature at 57. Winds from the northwest at 10 miles an hour. Relative humidity 78%. The barometer is rising at 29.83 inches. Today's high, well, we managed to get up to 65. Not too bad. Low 50, well, and the precipitation total so far unofficially 1/100th of an inch. The rest of the tri-state, 54 in Vincennes and Jasper, Owensboro at 57, Carmi 55, and Madisonville at 56. What's it doing out there now? Looks like Pike County getting some light to moderate rainfall and some light precipitation just north Warwick County. Most of the tri-state, some off and on drizzle, and that's about it. But the clouds aren't going to move out just yet, thanks for this very strong low pressure taking its time, just spinning around counterclockwise right over the region, producing the cloud cover and the drizzle and the light rainfall. With this, we've had the colder air just take control of the entire Midwest. That cooler air, no doubt, hitting the tri-state is going to hang around for a couple of more days. In fact, tonight's lows will be dropping into the 50s. Look how cold it's going to be up in North and South Dakota, down into the 20s. Areas of Minnesota, 20s, wintertime up there. For the west, cool conditions, even for the Rockies. Cooler air will settle over us, but we're going to slowly warm things up later on in the week. Now, as long as this low pressure hangs around in the region, we're going to have the cloud cover tomorrow, a chance of rain, some spotty drizzle, partial sunshine, same old thing. But then down the line, get through tomorrow because Tuesday's really shaping up to be a decent day. And then by Tuesday night and Wednesday, clear skies, temperatures going back up, and lots of sunshine. Your complete forecast right after this.
If you want luxury at a Peterborough, it's straight ahead.
Well, cooler temperatures with the pollen levels remain high, especially from the mold and ragweed. Grass at a low level. You're flying tomorrow morning, starting out your work week, and you're flying to St. Louis, Chicago, Indianapolis. That same low pressure is going to bring all the rainfall here all the way over to Pittsburgh and New York City. Some rain for Miami and looking very nice for the West Coast for LA and Seattle. For tonight, a couple of showers and we'll drop to around 52. Winds from the south at 5 to 10. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy, just a hint of sunshine, but don't rule out the rain. We'll rise up to around 70 degrees. For tomorrow night, slowly decreasing clouds, still a little bit of drizzle. We'll drop to 52. And the extended, oh, it's really shaping up, looking very nice for mid to late week. 72 on Tuesday. We climb up to 77 by Thursday with lots of sunshine. I'll give you a hint on Friday. How about 80 degrees with sunny conditions? Well, that's more than a hint, but you know, something to look forward to.
How about we'll take it?
Okay.
All right, thanks, Pete. Finally tonight, it won't replace horse racing, but ferret racing is gaining in popularity, at least in Australia. Aided by the handy Ferret cam, folks are cheering on 30 of the region's finest ferrets with names like Toe Jam 2 and Princess. The townspeople came up with the sport after their football team failed to make it to the final series. That's all we have time for this evening. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow for the news at 9. Good night.
The Jackson's father speaks out about Michael's.
From Fox and WEVV TV, this is News at 9, the Tri-State's fastest growing newscast. With Paul Morrison, Kurt Dusterberg on sports, and Pete Grigsby with your exclusive AccuWeather forecast and advanced Doppler radar.
A first-of-its-kind case in Vanderburgh County is in the hands of a circuit court jury tonight. Good evening, I'm Paul Morrison. Leading our news, a jury will decide if Stephen Woodruff is guilty of rape. Jurors began their deliberations this afternoon.
Tonight at 9:30.
The Health and Lifestyles Report is presented tonight by St. Mary's Medical Center. When you need some special care, we'll be there.
The Queen of Peace Chapel at the Regina Continuing Care Center has a new look. The chapel was first opened.
Elizabeth Schwartz, CNN Atlanta.
If you like to wear a sweatshirt, it's your type of weather out there.
Well, you know, I said this Sunday, and I'll say it again tonight, my pick days of the week, Thursday and Friday. Looking ahead to a beautiful end of the week. We have your complete forecast coming up.
I had headaches, really bad headaches.
Meteorologist Pete Grigsby's AccuWeather forecast has the seal of approval from both the National Weather Association and the American Meteorological Society.
Rain has moved out of the tri-state area. The clouds stay with us. Hey, look at this. Not even getting wet. Amazing, amazing. Currently out there now, partly cloudy. 56 degrees. Winds from the northwest at 5 miles an hour. Relative humidity 80% in the barometer, 29.93 inches and rising. High today 65, the low 55. We did have a trace of precipitation that came earlier today at the airport. For the rest of the tri-state, 55 in Vincennes. We have 56 for Owensboro, Madisonville, Carmi at 54 with Jasper, Indiana. The warmth in the west continues. They have been absolutely baking, not only for the past week or two, but so far for the year, not just for the month, for the entire year, they have been above average on their temperatures. How about the tri-state? We're right on schedule. A lot cooler, though, to the north of us, but we're starting to get a taste of the cooler air as we're now into that nice fall season. Well, the clouds continue to hang around, the same old story, the same old low pressure just moving ever so slowly northeastward, now into the northeast Great Lakes region, producing a cloud cover for us. Here's another cold front that's moving through. Not enough moisture to produce a lot of rainfall for us, so we'll mention a chance of rain for tonight, tomorrow morning, but then overall an overcast day tomorrow afternoon. The good news, though, once this cold front moves on through, high pressure takes control. Look to the west of us. A lot of clear skies, cooler air, jet stream kind of just dropping down, allowing the cooler air to seep into the tri-state area. Very comfortable. So, like I mentioned earlier, our pick days, well, Thursday and Friday. Why? Because not only the cooler temperatures, mainly in the 70s for your daytime high, but a lot of sunshine to go with it. We'll have a complete AccuWeather forecast right after this message.
Hook's drugstores have been
locations throughout Indiana.
The pollen levels taken this afternoon from GFI, showing grass at a low level, mold up there at high, ragweed, not too bad, but at a moderate level. For the air quality from EPA, good, straight across the board, at least the ozone's cooperating, staying down the good level. That's been about 3 days now. So if you're traveling tomorrow morning, you're flying to Indianapolis and Chicago, take your umbrella with you, rain showers there, looking nice for Pittsburgh and New York City. More rain for Miami. Out to the west, looking nice again for LA and Seattle. For the tri-state, partly cloudy and cool tonight. A few clouds will drop to 50. Now tomorrow, a decent day, but overcast skies by afternoon. It'll be breezy. Watch out. Winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Then for tomorrow night, chilly. How about the first night to use that fireplace? That'll be it. 46 degrees for an overnight low, and the extended 74 on up to 77 by Friday. There you have it. Beautiful day, lots of sunshine, and the clouds come slowly back in by the weekend. So enjoy Thursday and Friday, and a decent weekend as for now.
Okay, thank you, Pete. Wedding bells could be ringing for Whoopi Goldberg. Entertainment Weekly reports she'll marry Lyle Trachtenberg this Saturday. Goldberg's spokesperson isn't confirming or denying the report, but a Toronto dress designer says whatever the date, Goldberg will look, quote, stunning when she walks down the aisle. Thanks for joining us tonight for News at 9. Get caught up tomorrow morning at 6 with CNN Headline News. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at 9. Good night.
Watch Married with Children weeknights at 10:30 only here.
falls in March.
A gunman kills 3 young parents in a North Evansville neighborhood, and O.J. Simpson prepares for his court appearance tomorrow on double murder charges.
It was indeed a hot day across the tri-state, but good news. There's actually a cold front on its way. It will cool things down for the weekend. Details in your AccuWeather forecast.
Coming up in sports, I'm making some notes here on the ladies' U.S. Open. I'll show you that, plus the Cardinals playing tonight and Don Shula making news. Stick around.
All that and more coming up next on the News at 9.
Get prepped for summer and get your lucky day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist Pete Grigsby. Well, are you ready for a cold front to move through to produce a nice weekend? I think I heard some yeses out there. Looks as though it may happen. Details in your AccuWeather forecast.
You get a yes from over here, Pete. O.J. Simpson is scheduled to be arraigned tomorrow afternoon on charges he murdered his ex-wife and her friend Ronald Gold.
Overt and Bakey, Evansville.
Well, Pete, is it true? Relief?
Yes, some relief on the way. So I'm looking ahead to a nice forecast. Currently out there, though, it's still a very warm evening, 82 and a few clouds in Evansville. Winds are from the southwest at 9 miles an hour. The relative humidity 72%. Barometers rising. High today, like we thought, 90 degrees, 73 the low. 2/10 of rainfall recorded at the airport. That actually came early this morning. Rest of the tri-state a little more comfortable than it was this time last night. At least we're into the 70s for most areas. Vincennes, Jasper at 77, Madisonville at 78 with Owensboro, and Carmi at 79. Well, let's take you out to the Pacific and show you what's going on with the Hurricane Amelia, moving ever so closely to the Hawaiian Islands. In fact, its projected movement may take it right over the island still yet. As for right now, though, it continues at a northwest direction around 12 miles per hour. Winds 130 miles per hour, gusting up to 150. Now, the projection is very hard to project a hurricane, especially with this kind of a force and movement. It's taken a good turn to the north lately, especially for today, but anywhere from, it looks like tomorrow afternoon into Saturday, look at the projection there, it could take a turn for the worse. Let's just hope and keep our fingers crossed it's going to stay to the south and west of the islands. Here closer to home, oh, a good old cold front that's coming even closer to us. It will bring us some scattered rainfall for tomorrow morning, but it looks as though drier air behind it is going to help decrease our humidity levels. Weak high pressure developing right behind it. It's going to push this cold front on through by tomorrow afternoon, looking for a beautiful, not only tomorrow later in the day, but a decent weekend. Forecast right after this.
If you're looking for incredible selection, if you're looking for superior service, if you're looking for fantastic prices, look to D. Patrick Motoplex. Save on this 1994 Honda Accord LX for the low price of only $15,998 or just $249 a month with no money down. How about a 94 Honda Civic for only $13,999 or just $199 a month with no money down? For incredible selection, superior service, and fantastic prices, look to D. Patrick Motoplex on Green River Road.
As for your pollen levels of mold at a moderate level, grass has actually dropped to a low level. Air quality looking pretty good, particulates back to a low level. Ozone remains at a moderate level. Traveling tomorrow morning, you're flying to Atlanta and Charlotte. Beautiful sunny skies there. Rain showers for Indianapolis and New York City. Out to the west, Denver expecting some rainfall, but looking fairly nice for LA and Seattle. Tri-state tonight, a few clouds, and we'll drop to 72. Tomorrow morning, slight chance of rain, but a beautiful afternoon, highs of 88 with drier air. Tomorrow night, 66 cool degrees. Saturday, how about sunny, highs of 88. Next chance of rain after tomorrow morning coming later on Sunday. So overall, nice forecast.
Okay, we'll take it. Thank you, Pete. And finally tonight, nominations for Emmy, television's version of Oscar, came out today.
Your local Jeep and Eagle dealer. Pete's exclusive AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by the Muffler Express in Boonville and Evansville.
After today, it really feels like we've established some sort of pattern here. Is there end in sight to this heat?
95 for a high today. That's quite hot.
Yeah.
We're looking for some rain tomorrow. Helps cool things down just a tad, and then some drier air by tomorrow night.
Good.
So something to look forward to there, but we got to get through the rainfall. How about right now, though? 86 degrees. Here it is, what, after 9 o'clock, 86, a few high clouds. Winds are from the south at 6 miles an hour, relative humidity 61%. The barometer is steady. High today, like we mentioned, 95. The record was 101. That was back in 1983. The low, only 72. Rest of the tri-state, well, we're definitely not alone. It's 80 in Vincennes, Madisonville 83, Carmi 82, Owensboro 84, and Jasper at 81. Well, we showed you last night, Amelia, Hurricane Amelia out in the Pacific. It is definitely closer to the Hawaiian Islands. Winds up to 160 miles per hour, gusting at 195. You can see it's about 450 miles away with a direction of northwest. Well, it's going to come very close, so we'll keep an eye on that. To the east of that, there is a tropical storm, Fabio, with winds around 40 miles per hour, wind gusting up to 50 miles an hour. How about closer to home? Well, a few clouds, but notice how throughout the day, things just kind of blow up. You get some scattered thunderstorms, typical for this time of year. With all that heating from the surface of the earth, just rising air, and you get all these thunderstorms popping up. To the west, you're thinking, what about some relief? Are we going to get any at all? Well, there is a cool front to the west of us. It's lined right over west of the Great Lakes over to the Central Plains. It's going to be well modified by the time it reaches the tri-state, but still it will spark some isolated, scattered thunderstorm activity, especially by tomorrow. One thing that's helping us is the jet stream. It's going to have a trough embedded right over the Ohio, northern Indiana area. That is going to help us out, bring some drier air in here for you by tomorrow. So look for some rainfall, and we'll sum it up for you in your forecast right after this.
Car so loud you can't hear your favorite tune? And don't forget to ask us about our brake service.
And for the pollen levels today, the mold at a high level, the grass has actually dropped to a low level. How about the air quality? Ozone still at a moderate level, but look what's happened. Particulates have shot up to moderate level. All right, so you're traveling tomorrow morning, you're flying down south. Finally, some breaks from rain for Atlanta and Charlotte. A few clouds for Pittsburgh. All the rainfall, thanks to that cold front, is going to be from Minneapolis, Chicago, down through St. Louis. Looking very nice again for the West Coast. For the tri-state tonight, a few clouds in 74. Tomorrow, another hot one, but highs around 90 degrees. We'll get some thunderstorm activity. That will continue through tomorrow night. And for the extended, yeah, maybe a chance of rain on Friday. But the good news about Friday, less humidity, highs around 88. So get through tomorrow, Friday and Saturday looking very nice.
Okay, thank you, Pete. Finally tonight, the second tower at the old Dunes restaurant in Las Vegas is now history. Officials of Mirage Resorts wanted to keep this morning's implosion of the 17-story tower low-key. Last October, tens of thousands of people showed up to watch the implosion of the first tower. Word got out, needless to say, and several people did show up at today's implosion. That wraps up this edition of News at 9. Join us for CNN Headline News tomorrow morning at 6. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at 9. Good night.
On the next...
The man on the left has a $50 shirt and a $30 tie. The man on the right doesn't. The man on the left has a $100 pair of shoes. The man on the right doesn't. Now, the man on the right watched Pete Grigsby's AccuWeather forecast last night, and he has a $5 umbrella. Now I ask you, who is the better dressed man? Watch Pete Grigsby's AccuWeather forecast only on the News at 9. Watch Pete.
Pete's AccuWeather is presented by your Tri-State Purcell Tire and Rubber Companies.
Pete Grigsby in with us now, and don't suppose we've got a whole lot to complain about this week. Pretty nice weather out there.
Well, today's normal high is 59, and guess what we reached today, Tim? Take a stab at it.
59.
Oh, he's great. Just do the weather. Yes, 59 going to get better for tomorrow on into Thursday and Friday. Going to love the forecast. Currently, though, it is rather chilly. 38 degrees out there with clear skies. We do have calm winds. Our barometer is falling at 30.37 inches. Humidity 60%. High today 59, 32 the low this morning, and no rainfall to even talk about for the tri-state area. Vincennes and Jasper still in the 30s, 45 in Owensboro, Madisonville at 42, and 39 in El Dorado. We go to Edwards County, Illinois at Bone Gap. It's 40 degrees over there. Well, since there's no rainfall to talk about around the tri-state, the advanced Doppler radar is in clear air mode. So what it does pick up in this situation is different density of the air and a few clouds around the region, but that's about it. And we had plenty of clouds to talk about to the south and north of us, but for the tri-state, it's been mostly clear and a beautiful afternoon. All the moisture from the Gulf hitting the southern states, bringing some scattered rainfall down there. For the north of us, well, the cold front trying to push southeastward, but we've had more of a zonal flow with the jet stream. The polar jet just taking these systems straight across the Great Lakes and down to the south, the subtropical jet keeping the storms to the south of the tri-state. So we're kind of sandwiched in between. Looks like we're going to be rather dry, at least for the next 3 days. Good news, if you like the clear skies, you're also going to like the temperatures down the line, because not only does the surface high take control of our weather patterns for the next couple of days, but as it moves over to North Carolina by Thursday, we're going to get a southerly flow of nice warm air from the Gulf of Mexico. That's not only going to warm us up into the mid-50s, but we're going to push maybe to 60 and almost 70 just in time for the weekend. More about your forecast right after this. And some points of interest for you today. Some snowfall, inch of it up at International Falls, Pocatello, Idaho. 10 degrees this morning, breaking a record down there. And a lot of rainfall down in southern Texas, around 1.47 inches of rain in Galveston. If you're traveling tomorrow morning, expect rain showers from Atlanta down to Miami. Partly sunny for New York City and Pittsburgh. Some rain showers expected in Chicago, but looking fairly nice for L.A. and Seattle. Tri-state tonight, mostly clear. We're going to drop to 32. Tomorrow, 60 beautiful degrees. 38 tomorrow night, and then extended forecast. How about 64 and 68 for Thursday and Friday with mostly sunny skies? Next chance of rain for the tri-state will come on Saturday, but still we reach up to 68 for the high. Overnight lows into the mid to upper 40s. So back to where we should be for this time of year, and then a warming trend for the remainder of the week.
Wow, pushing 70 by the weekend.
I like it.
All right, thanks, Pete. Finally, tonight, it's beginning to look a lot. Pete Grigsby in with us now and bringing more good weather with you. Another nice day out there.
Warm temperatures going to stay with us for the next couple of days, but we do have some rain to talk about for the weekend. Currently clear skies and 42 degrees in Evansville. Our calm winds are out there. Barometer is falling at 30.28 inches. Humidity 71%. High today 63, drop to 27 for the overnight low, and no rainfall to even talk about for the past 24 hours. Around the tri-state, Vincennes at 41 with Jasper, Owensboro at 43, Madisonville at 45, and El Dorado 39. We go down to Webster County, Kentucky at Clay. It's 45 degrees down there. Earlier this month, well, it started out where we had mostly cold air, even some snow to hit the tri-state area, all because of this trough area that developed over the northeast portions of the United States, while the west coast got this big ridge where they enjoyed the very warm temperatures. Well, tables have turned. Now we have the ridge over the southeast. Because of the trough now developing over the Southern California area, good news for them. A strong upper level low is developing that's actually going to bring them some rainfall for the next 24 hours. You can see the storm now on the satellite imagery, just slowly moving through Southern California on into Arizona. That same system will be affecting the tri-state later on down the line around Saturday and Sunday. But in the meantime, we've had clear skies to enjoy, and a very strong surface high developed right over North and South Carolina. That high pressure is going to hang around at least for a couple of more days, and what that will produce is more southerly flow. We're going to get warm air from the Gulf region, keeping our temperatures in the mid-60s. Then we got to keep our eye on the system that's now hitting California. It'll be racing across the Midwest by Friday, just enough to give us some cloud cover late Friday. Then we'll have a chance of rain as that system comes closer to us on Saturday and Sunday. But keep in mind, this is a very strong high-pressure system, and that system out to the west is going to weaken and slow down, giving us that great chance of rain by Sunday. More about your forecast right after this. Traveling tomorrow morning, expect beautiful conditions along the Atlanta coastal areas. Cloudy skies for Denver, and good news for LA, rain showers, and Seattle expecting some rain. For the tri-state tonight, 34, mostly clear tonight and tomorrow morning. Expect some fog. 64 would be the high in the afternoon, mostly cloudy by tomorrow night. The extended forecast looking fairly nice temperature-wise for Friday and Saturday, but we do have a chance for rain Saturday and Sunday. Highs around 64 for Sunday afternoon.
All right, looking good. Thanks, Pete. Finally tonight, what do you...
When severe weather threatens the tri-state area, it's up to the National Weather Service in Evansville to issue the warnings. But with aging equipment and a large coverage area of 42 counties, watching the skies 24 hours a day can be a difficult task.
We have about 6,000 spotters in the tri-state area, but we always need more, and we need quicker information. We need information on the spot.
To strengthen the spotter program, employees of the Western Kentucky Gas Company are being trained as certified severe weather spotters.
It's something that our employees, their families, and the community can be a big help to them in giving additional warning ahead of time. And by using the equipment that we already have, that we're using daily, it just simply gives the opportunity to warn the public ahead of time.
The more advanced warning that somebody gets, that's just more chance of saving lives. Us being out there in the field and right on the spot, if we saw something, we could call it right in, and then we could get it right there really quick.
There are 281 employees with 158 mobile units equipped with radios, covering the counties in the Kentucky warning area.
It's quick because of the fact of the way they relay it from the man in the field with his radio to their dispatcher, which in turn contacts the Weather Service. And then after hours, those same employees have the phone number of the Weather Bureau, and they'll take part in that too.
Similar programs are in the planning stages for other companies in the area. And with these added forces of watching the skies, lives are safer from severe weather here in the tri-state.
254 to Seafree. I'm 3-6 up in that basket area.
Pete Grigsby, News at 9.
$1.99, $2.99, and $3.99. Big, bigger, biggest. At Dairy Queen, we treat you right.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Pete Grigsby. The clouds and the rain showers continue to hang over our heads. If it's sunshine you prefer, your reward will be great, especially later this week. More about that later on. Tim?
All right, can't wait for that. Thanks, Pete. We told you last night about the piece of history that has docked at Dress Plaza in downtown Evansville. It's a replica of the Nina, one of the 3 ships in which Christopher Columbus discovered America. Pete Grigsby does some discovering on board.
It was yesterday afternoon on the riverfront in downtown Evansville when time seemed to fall back 500 years. The Nina, a replica of one of Christopher Columbus's original ships, docked in town at the Dress Plaza for a week-long stay.
What you gain from this is the ability to have a job that gives you incredible freedom and travel. Travel by water, which is about the nicest way to travel through America. We've been to over 80 ports, and I would never have seen places that I've seen by road or by air.
The Nina was built in Brazil, and the 6 years of labor were completely by hand without the aid of any power tools. And funding for the project was provided by the Columbus Foundation.
I think it's an excellent opportunity for students from not only Evansville but throughout the tri-state to come down and have the opportunity to see a replica of a little bit of history. And you know, it's kind of exciting to have this ship docked on your riverfront.
The ship is here until next Tuesday and is open to the public. Admission fees are charged to pay for the ship's touring costs. Once the stay here at Evansville is complete, the Nina will set sail up the Ohio River to Covington and Louisville. Then once those stops are completed, it's on down the Mississippi River.
Because you're in the same basket that Columbus was. There's no one to call for help if there's a problem. And you're trying to sail a ship that no one's sailed in 500 years, and you have to learn all over again from scratch how to sail this ship. So that's kind of fascinating for us too.
Pete Grigsby, News at 9.
Indiana Congressman Frank McCluskey is making national...
Demolition Man. Jim Alexander, Fox 44, News at 9.
Well, you don't have to look far in the tri-state to find the colors of fall are coming into view. News at 9 meteorologist Pete Grigsby tells us that Audubon State Park in Henderson is gearing up for a special event this weekend to highlight the color of the season.
It's that time of year. Photographers and sightseers around the area hit the highways, getting glimpses of the season's changing colors. And one of the most popular areas is right in Henderson at the Audubon State Park.
Fall is a real busy time of year for us because the weather's nice and people like to get out one last time before the weather turns cold and enjoy nature, and everybody likes to see the different colors, and the acorns and the walnuts and everything that are on the ground are interesting to a lot of people as well.
It all begins with the changing temperatures. Cooler nights and decreasing day length causes the color change.
When the day length gets shorter, the leaf seals off a section between the tree and the leaf, and the greens disappear from the leaves, and the colors that have been underneath begin to show up, the yellows and the oranges. Reds are produced by cold weather when an acid is left in the leaf, and that makes the bright reds.
Warm days, cool nights, and rain-free conditions prolong the colors for this fall season, and the best time to see these colors is the last half of October.
The plant that everybody hates, which is poison ivy, is one of the most beautiful fall plants that you'll find around. It has beautiful fall colors, reds and oranges, and is very abundant here in the park, and so we have a lot of those colors from the poison ivy.
Audubon State Park is offering free guided tours tomorrow at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. And so have those cameras ready to capture those vivid colors. Pete Grigsby, News at 9.
It's a big night for high school football.
According to government studies, 5,000 people die and more than 1,000 are injured because of home fires. To save lives and prevent needless injuries, area fire departments are promoting the annual Change Your Clock, Change Your Battery campaign, urging people in the tri-state area to change the batteries in their smoke detectors.
National averages say smoke detectors are usually good for about a year, but why take a chance changing your clocks? Everybody does remember how to do that and knows when to do it. So go ahead and take that battery out and stick it back somewhere and put it in a toy or game, because we don't care if it goes dead in that.
There's an Evansville ordinance requiring smoke detectors in all city residential homes, but in the tri-state area, there are some homes without detectors.
The smoke detector should be in a hallway by the bedrooms. If you have more than one location, then you would want to have them in, say, living areas, or lots of times if there's a dead space where there's not a lot of air circulation, because if the smoke gets there, it's going to stay there and your alarm's going to sound.
Smoke detectors are now in 82% of American homes, but many of those homes have detectors that don't work because of worn out or missing batteries. Tomorrow night, when you go throughout your house and you set your clocks back 1 hour, take the time to even change the batteries in all your smoke detectors. Doing that could save you and your family's lives.
We on the fire department feel that a lot of needless deaths take care every year because people don't change their batteries often enough in their smoke detectors. And we have the motto, change your clock, change your battery. So if people would change the battery in their smoke detector every time they change their clock, which is once in the spring and once in the fall, then we know that they are up to date as far as the battery.
Pete Grigsby, News at 9. Welcome to Sunburst Stained Glass Company, established in 1977 and has been located in historic Newburgh since 1981. What started as an art interest and a few college courses has now led to a big business.
There's always something new to learn. Every job has some challenge that we haven't met before. Finding how to do what needs to be done and getting it done, and then having a customer come in and say, that's just what I wanted. Or walking into a church where there was no glass before, and the comment is, it looks like it's always been here. Then I know we've done the job right.
The company does everything from cabinet door inserts exclusively for Aristocraft to windows for homes, businesses, and churches.
In the art department, we have highly creative people who are willing to share with me what they know. I have no formal art background, and I've learned a lot from the people who've worked here through the years.
The largest projects for this company of 10 employees are the on-location restoration projects for churches throughout the region. Sunburst Stained Glass Company has grown so much in their reputation in the area, they now are booked for major projects up until the middle of 1994. On a regular basis, tourists can be seen in the company learning more about this type of art.
They gain appreciation for what it takes to work in stained glass, how much handwork there is, how much attention to detail, and how creative it is. And they really develop an appreciation, and then they say, well, it ought to cost more than it does when they see what it takes.
Pete Grigsby, News at 9. Welcome aboard to the second annual model train show at the Evansville Antique Mall. Both the young and the old were on hand this weekend, taking trips to tiny towns built by members of a local train club.
As a kid, I had a Lionel model train, and I liked it then, and it just grew with me. I really enjoy the club facet of it from the standpoint of being with other people.
The Train Club, which was organized in 1987, now has more than 40 members from Vanderburgh, Gibson, and Ward counties, and the members do at least 6 shows a year around the area.
Well, we got a train track at home, and we drive all the time and stuff.
And what's your favorite type? Do you like the HO scale or the larger ones, or what do you like the best?
HO scales.
This weekend, the HO and G scale models were on display. For all of you train lovers out there who happen to miss this weekend, don't worry, there's another one next weekend here at the Antique Mall. A completely new look with new layouts.
Nothing but fun. Fun and fellowship. We never charge anything, and it's just a great deal of fun meeting people and seeing the kids and just being with others, that's all.
In Evansville, Pete Grigsby, News at 9.
Pete Grigsby in with us now, and we're just talking during the break. I guess the easiest way to explain this day in weather is that it was winter to the north and springtime to the south.
You know, you're talking Bowling Green and Paducah, Kentucky getting up into around 71, 72 for a high today, and then just Vincennes and Jasper having freezing rain and snow and sleet. It has been something, yes, a mess, unusual weather for the entire tri-state. 34 and some light fog out there now. Winds are from the northwest at 14 miles an hour. The barometer is rising, humidity 92%. High today, 40 degrees. Our current temperature 34 is the low so far for this day, and we've recorded 0.14 of an inch of rainfall. Around the tri-state, yes, there's a big difference from north and south. Vincennes at 28, Jasper's at 30. Madisonville, 52 degrees this hour. Compare that to El Dorado and Owensboro, 32 and 38. Advanced Doppler radar from Indianapolis showing some thunderstorm activity now moving eastward across central Kentucky. As for north of us around Indianapolis, some moderate snowfall from there over to east central Illinois. Now for us, it's been a mostly overcast day. Then we had periods of rain in Evansville, but to the north of us, with the Arctic air trying to push southward, it's been running into a very strong southerly flow of warmer air. See this surface high right off the Atlanta coastal areas? Well, that's creating the southerly flow, causing temperatures to really go up to the spring-like situations for the southeast. And to the north of us with the colder air, they've been getting some snowfall in Indianapolis. Now, anytime you get the warm, moist air aloft over the colder air, such as today, you're going to have the rainfall like in Evansville. Then you move farther north, it's going to be ice and then snow. So that's been the case throughout today, but good news, it'll be out of here by tomorrow afternoon. Before it moves out, though, that cold front's going to push on through tonight, creating not only some light rainfall for the tri-state, but that'll be changing to sleet and then some snow flurries by morning. More about your forecast right after this. If you have to travel tomorrow morning, let us help you out. If you're flying to Atlanta and Charlotte, expect some rain showers down there. St. Louis, cloudy skies, but snowfall from Indianapolis up through Pittsburgh and New York City and to the west coast. LA, cloudy skies, in Seattle, going to get some rainfall. For the tri-state tonight, we're going to drop to 30. That will also be tomorrow's high. Temperatures will be dropping throughout the day. That freezing rain will change to light snow and then mostly clear tomorrow night, dropping to 12 degrees. And then, what a cold day we're expecting for Thursday. Highs reaching only 30 with mostly sunny skies.
Back to winter again.
Yes.
Thanks, Pete. Finally tonight. Pete Grigsby joins us now, and I know I'm not alone in this, but had to chip my car out again this morning.
Took some time, didn't it?
It took a lot of time.
Yeah, freezing rain, then some snow on top of that. About a ½ inch of snowfall. It wasn't much, but boy, that freezing rain caused some problems this morning. Good news, the system's moving out of the area. We can get back to partly sunny skies.
Good.
Currently, though, it's a cold one, 19 degrees, or wind chill at 3. Winds are from the north at 10 miles an hour. The barometer is rising. Relative humidity, 74%. High today, 30, came right after midnight. Then it was a steady drop throughout the day on the thermometer. 19 is our low so far for the day, and 11/100ths of an inch recorded. That's, of course, in liquid form. Around the tri-state, 17 in Vincennes and Jasper. Owensboro at 21 with Madisonville. El Dorado at 18. Advanced Doppler radar from Indianapolis showing some light snowfall over south central Kentucky, but for the tri-state, a clean sweep. But boy, this thing left its mark, not only for ice for the entire tri-state, but some snowfall to the north. From Indianapolis up to around Chicago, 3 to 6 inches of snowfall and heavier amounts in the northern Appalachians. As for us, though, the cold front continues to move southeastward very slowly, but eventually it'll be moving out of here. We'll get back to the clearing skies, but keep in mind with the clearing skies and an Arctic high just to the north of us, it's going to usher in northerly winds and bring us down to around 10 degrees for an overnight low. Then we can finally say goodbye to this system and concentrate what's going to be heading in our direction by tomorrow. The Pacific front you see, there'll be some snowfall to northern Rockies, will be racing across the Midwest and then bring us some rainfall by the weekend. But until then, we'll enjoy the partly sunny skies and a slow warming trend for the next 2 days. More about that right after this. Some well-needed rainfall on the west coast for Los Angeles between November and January. 61% rain deficit. They're now at 34%. If you're traveling tomorrow morning to Atlanta and Charlotte, expect some rain showers, but partly sunny for Miami. Looking nice for LA. The rain says goodbye, and they'll have mostly sunny skies. Tonight, decreasing clouds in the tri-state will drop to 10. Tomorrow, partly sunny, highs at 28. Tomorrow night, a few clouds and 18. A slow warming trend. Thank goodness we'll need it. 40 and 48 for Friday and Saturday. Next chance of rain from that Pacific front will move through here on Saturday, and then cools us down just a tad, but not much like this past one just did.
Yeah, definitely. At least it wasn't as much as the last time that we had snow.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Pete. And that will do it for us. Pete Grigsby in with us now for a look at our weather on Thursday night, and parts of the tri-state at least may have some more winter-type weather to deal with before morning.
Yeah, down south, especially if you get close to Bowling Green, Hopkinsville areas, they've already reported some freezing drizzle. There's a strong storm moving across the Tennessee Valley, moving northeastward. It will affect mostly the Kentucky counties in our viewing area, but we'll get right to it and explain why and what's going on. Currently in Evansville with an overcast sky, 26 degrees. Wind chill at 8, northeast winds at 12 miles an hour. The barometer is steady, humidity 81%. High today 27. We dropped early this morning to the mid-teens, and no rainfall or snowfall reported today, recorded at the Evansville airport. Vincennes at 23, Jasper's at 24, Owensboro at 26, Madisonville at 29, El Dorado 25. It was mostly an overcast day across the tri-state, but we got a few peaks of the sunshine. It wasn't much, but just enough to lift a few spirits. But at the same time, there's been a very strong low pressure surface low developing right over eastern Texas, now beginning to move eastward and then tracking northeastward. That's going to play a part in some freezing drizzle for areas of the tri-state. mainly from Evansville southward. Now, here's the track it's going to be taking through tonight and tomorrow, bringing some snowfall, rain, and freezing rain. As for the tri-state around Madisonville, yes, you folks down there did get some freezing drizzle just the past hour, but that's going to be letting up after midnight tonight. Most of the accumulation of snowfall is going to be around north central Kentucky as this low continues to push northeastward. As for the tri-state, though, it could be slick in some areas, and of course our main focus down in the Kentucky County. So anywhere from Evansville, Owensboro southward, be prepared if you have to travel late tonight or tomorrow morning. There could be some freezing drizzle, could make some roads slick. Then to the west of us by tomorrow, this Pacific front is going to move across the Central Plains and eventually affect us, bringing us rain by Saturday. More about your forecast right after this. If you have to travel tomorrow morning and you're flying down southeast, well, you're going to run into some freezing drizzle and some rain mix for Atlanta and Charlotte. If you're going to the northeast, expect some snowfall from Pittsburgh to New York City. Out to the west, a little better story. St. Louis, partly sunny. Down in Dallas, partly sunny and looking very nice for Los Angeles. For the tri-state tonight, expect some freezing drizzle, especially in the Kentucky counties. We're going to drop to 22. Tomorrow morning, expect some more freezing drizzle, then mostly cloudy skies throughout the day, highs around 38. Tomorrow night, an overcast sky and 32. And then we have a next chance of rain throughout the entire tri-state with that Pacific front moving through. We'll climb up to 46 and cools us down just a little bit. Sunday and Monday, 38 for the high and 46 for the high on Monday. And we welcome back the sunshine, a much needed sunshine by early next week.
Be a welcome sight indeed.
Yes.
Thanks, Pete. Finally tonight.